I don't know if I can call this November read, but yeah, I'll just call it November read, and that's what we're going to talk about this video today. These are the books that I read, and I'll be telling you if you should pick the books, and why I'm going to pick the books, and how I'm going to be doing the reviews. I have no clue what I'll be doing, but you should stay tuned. You know why? Because I'm awesome. That's dumb. Anyway, hey, my name is Kamga and I'm a creative. I read a lot of books, I write, I do podcasts and videos as well. And I currently live in the United States of America, where I have the opportunity to be able to use, the infrastructure to make YouTube videos. And I thought that I'll make a channel where I'll be talking about my interests, including creative life, my point of view as an immigrant, and also books and things. And on this video, I want to talk to you about the books that I read in November, why I picked those books so that you might pick them, basically. So let's get into it. Let's start with the first one. Willpower Doesn't Work by Benjamin Hardy. I found Benjamin Hardy on Medium, where I found most of the writers that I actually enjoy today, like Anthony Moore, Tom Kugler, and this book actually got me into journaling. I have given up the habit because I get to do that a lot. Not exactly. The book single-handedly taught me how to journal. I think this is a book, and it's his first, traditionally published book. I'm looking forward to actually talking about the book because there were so many aspects of the book that reminded me of other books that I had read. But then the science and research that he did and the other books that he quoted allowed me to see things from his point of view. Most people think that you need willpower and discipline and all these other things to get through to what they want to accomplish. But in the end, the book title basically says willpower doesn't work and you need systems. So if that's the one line from the book, it's basically like you need systems that build into habit that allow you to get into character that now makes your success get to you. So it's not just about willpower, it's about the systems you build and how you prepare yourself to actually go through the things that you want to do almost on an automatic basis. Instead of waking up and looking forward to fighting temptation, you build an environment that stops you from being in the place where you need the willpower. That's what the book is about, and I'll be putting up a video where I talk about the book. I read a lot of nonfiction, and The Dip is the first physical copy of Seth Godin's book that I've had. I actually bought this book because of a friend. Sayem, if you're watching, this is your fault. You made me do this. And it's a short book. I could almost do the review right now without even going through the book. The book basically teaches you how to quit. And there are many videos that other people have done about The Dip. But one thing that stood out for me was how I felt like if I'd read this book before I had started seeing people like Gary Vaynerchuk, I might have a different perspective. Seth just recently published a book called This Is Marketing, and I'm looking forward to reading the book. He has this poignant way of writing that is very straightforward, simple, yet eloquent. So he doesn't use so many words. Even his blog posts on a daily basis, it's either very long or very short and still provides value at every single point. The Dip, titles the little book that teaches you when to quit and when to stick, essentially tells you if you should stick with something: work, job, relationship, dream, ideas. Should you keep working? Are you in a dip? Are you in a place where you would start going up? Or is this something that you should actually stop doing? Are you in the cul-de-sac, as he calls it, like a dead end? That's what The Dip is about, and I'll be talking about it again in the video. I think I should stop saying that. I keep saying that. I will not say that. Now this. YouTube Secrets by Sean Cannell and Benji Travis. I love these two people, like especially Sean. Like the camera I'm using right now, the Canon M50, he recommended it. The lights I'm using, the mic I'm using, all my setup for my YouTube channel right now was from one of these people because of their channel, Think Media and Video Influencers. I think that these are the two people who have the most impacted my technical skills in YouTube. These people actually walk you through picking an item and equipment on your budget and allow you to actually do things at the level in which you are. If you want to use an iPhone, there's a video for how you can use your iPhone to do YouTube videos. He's not just encouraging and motivational, but he provides practical insights that you can use. And this book, I think, is a transcription of the YouTube videos, but now allows you to actually go in at your pace. And once you own this, I feel like the knowledge in here is timeless. It's titled YouTube Secrets, but it's not so much about secrets because everything they talk about here, they've talked about it at some point. If you're ever thinking about starting a YouTube channel, this is a book that you should get, and I'll be doing an in-depth review of this book so you might think and get some ideas on how to start your own channel and where to use your own video and stuff. Now this book, I had read so many articles from Medium where people were quoting this book by Darren Hardy called The Compound Effect, and I just felt like, well, man, it's like one of those books like Rich Dad Poor Dad or Think and Grow Rich, or like classic books that almost everybody who has read anybody has read. And I felt like I needed to read this book. If everybody's talking about it, then I need to read the book. I need to read the book. And finally, when I read it, it's a basic idea. It's like everything you do compounds. If you pay attention to your food on a daily basis, in the long term, you actually get compounded results of whatever it is that you pay attention to. If you take away, say, sugar, for example, and you choose to improve your life bit by bit, single percentages on a small single percentage, doesn't mean Who says single percentages? If you decide to improve your life on a daily basis at a small level, slowly and surely, the book and the ideas behind the editor of Success Magazine, what he says is you can change your life massively by small incremental changes, and the compound effect is always in action. Momentum kicks in when you start to do things. And one of the other ideas that I'll be talking about in the video, I keep saying that, one of the other ideas is that when you track, whatever you track actually tends to grow. If you're able to track your progress, you're able to track your time, you tend to be able to use it better. So the book really talks about small changes over a long period of time and how you can use them to your benefit. Now, I talked about this book in my previous video where I was talking about, that was when I was starting my YouTube channel. And I did mention that this gave me the courage to start. And one of the key concepts in this book is resistance. The author, Steven Pressfield, brings about the idea of resistance. Break through the blocks and win your inner creative battles. I think every creative should read this book. If you haven't read it yet, you should get a copy. It's a fast read, short chapters, and key concepts that go straight to the point about how you can actually find your way around turning pro. He's written a bunch of books about creativity and about work as a creative, and Turning Pro is one of those big ones, including The War of Art. It's really the kind of book that opens your mind to things that you may not have noticed as patterns that actually stop you from being a creative that you're supposed to be. Now this book, like The War of Art and The Compound Effect, is one of those books that anybody who's read anybody has read. And I tried reading it and I finished it, and this is probably the first book in my life that I've hated. And I don't know why. I think I do, but I'll tell you more in my video review. But I think it falls under those classes of books called classics, I guess, because I think this book wasn't published because the something rights was done. Filiquarian Publishing LLC is publishing this edition of The Art of War due to its public domain status. So it's a public domain book, meaning anybody, I guess, can publish it and sell. It talks about war strategy and the land and air and all these things. And when I was reading it, I was like, why am I reading this? But since when I start things, I tend to want to finish them, or you just have this conclusion, like, well, I'm going to finish it. It's a thin book, so I finished it. And I'll talk about what I learned or hated learning from it. And maybe you tell me if you like it or not. So, yeah. The Heart to Start by David Kadavy. I won The Heart to Start and The War of Art during a giveaway that David Kadavy did. I've underlined a bunch of pages and let me just read one of the quotes that I did. Yeah, it's the part where he talks about playing Guitar Hero, where he's talking about curiosity first. And this is a quote by Vincent van Gogh. "It's good to love many things, for therein lies true strength. What is done in love is well done." I want to talk about the book now because this is a great book, and I think everybody who's an artist or creative should read this book, or anybody who's starting anything basically. Now this I got from, we had a trip to Tulsa and I saw this bookshop called Magic City Books. So I went in there and I actually have some video footage. I'll probably find a way to walk through the vlog. I fell in love with this book because I had seen the trailer of the movie Spider-Man Into the Multiverse. I don't know if you've watched it, but it comes out sometime around Christmas, if it's not yet out, I think. And I was like, whoa, Black Spider-Man. Then I went to YouTube and saw a couple of reviews of the book. That's after I'd read the book. And I was like, well, you know what? I should do a review, my own review, as, you know, a black person. Does that ever make any sense? I'm just so aware of my blackness now that I'm in America that sometimes I wonder if I should, or if it should bother me. Miles Morales' Spider-Man is written by Jason Reynolds, who is also a black author, and thought that was really cool. I thought it was a nice story to read. I loved it. I read it all in one day, and I'm looking forward to talking about it with you. I just said that really fast. I think I said something dumb, but it's cool. And finally, this book, for me, it wins the book of the year. Maybe it's because I've been listening to the author of the book on his podcast, Unmistakable Creatives. So it's written by Srini Rao. Sorry, Srini. It's written by Srini Rao. So it's titled An Audience of One, Reclaiming Creativity for Its Own Sake. Srini Rao and Robin Delabo. Sorry. This book gave me some really interesting insights about being a creative and making a living out of creativity. This is one of the best books that any creative should read, especially because as creatives, we're always called to want to make things. And at some point, we'll find ourselves wanting to make things and wanting to get paid so that we could keep making those things, and then confusing the two. Like, are we making things because we want to get paid, or are we getting paid because we want to make things? And I remember the quote by Disney, I think, where we make money to make movies. So it's the idea of creating for the sake of creativity. I look forward to doing this review. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 books for the month of November. I'll be doing reviews and I'll try to make them as short as possible. I might not make them very researched because I don't feel like I actually like doing research reviews. I like watching them, I like reading them. But whenever I read books, I really want to find out how those books affect me in particular and lessons that I can learn from them. So I'm looking forward to make those videos. So don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for the notification so that when I put up the videos for the books and other videos, you might be able to watch it. And I'm looking forward to your comments. So question of the day: which of these books have you read and what did you enjoy about the books? I'd like to know. Put your answers in the comments. Stay tuned and I'll see you in the next video. You take care and be awesome and have a great day. You deserve it. Read more books and talk to me. Bye bye.